Hello and welcome once again to In the Library with
Tara!
and I'm Yeti, and we're here today with our very special guest.
My name's Greg Tillman.
Hello, Greg Tillman. What is it you do?
Oh boy, that's a very wide opened question. But I'm here because I am the director for the Bedford Lifewise Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that for the listeners who may not be familiar?
Sure. Bedford Lifewise Academy is a release time religious education program that's associated with the Lifewise company down in Columbus. It's a program that goes into the public schools and through a series of things that the schools and the parents do to help us, it allows their children to be released to come to Lifewise during their lunchtime to hear about God, how much God loves them, hear about Jesus, hear about Bible stories and character traits that are associated with those Bible stories that every parent would want their children to grow up having in their arsenal of tools: kindness, respect, obedience, things that every parent wants from their child.
That's interesting because I was wondering what it took the place of. So I wasn't sure if they came during homeroom or, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
we come during their lunch period.
Some Lifewise programs come during their specials, but in our school district, it was determined we would do it over their lunch period so they didn't miss any of their core curriculum, let alone their specials curriculum. As well, then we we feed them lunch, just spend about 25 to 35 minutes with them post-lunch and teach them, again, Bible stories that reveal to them how much God loves them and cares for them that's associated with that character trait related to that Bible story.
And how long have you been doing this for?
We are just going on our second year. We started in January of last year at the second semester of that school year, and we ran it through the end of the school year and then started up at the beginning of the 2025-26 school year in early September, late August, and we will continue on until the beginning of May.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if a parent out there wanted to enroll their children in this program, how would they go about it?
Well, it's a very simple process other than them knowing our website. We have QR codes that are on literature. Like we sent postcards over the summer to all the families with children in the elementary, middle school classes. And on those, there's a QR code, but that QR code then directs them to bedfordmi@lifewise.org. That is our website. And there they can just go, there's several tabs. One if you want to donate funds, one if you want to enroll your child or you want to join the volunteer team. So they would just click on enroll, and it's a very 5-minute process of filling out an application. Once they do that, their child is enrolled. We just have to work with the schools to make sure the schools have that parental permission enrollment form, because the schools will not release a child to us unless our volunteer is on their child's Infinite campus. And so and we applaud that. We want safety to be one of the hallmarks of our program, that parents can trust that their kids are going off school property and they're safe.
Now, just because you mentioned it, how many volunteers and or personnel do you have?
We currently have a pool of 45 volunteers that work directly and indirectly with the kids. We have some volunteers who have full-time jobs, but they want to lead off, in the community. They want to be a part of getting the word out about Lifewise, so they're behind the scenes making things go. There's logistics that have to happen. We have to have plates and napkins and things for lunches. We have to have all the necessary things that any classroom teacher needs to run a class in their school. And so we have people who do that kind of stuff for us. But we have 45. In the classrooms, there's always a teacher and 3 volunteers in each classroom that we have. So we always have a very high student volunteer ratio. But we also have drivers that drive the kids in our Lifewise bus from the school to the host location. And so we are very blessed with a very good team of volunteers that help us in this ministry.
What does the class time look like for the kids? I'm sure it's different every week, but like I'm assuming there's like maybe videos that are played, maybe some games that happen.
Yes, it depends upon each class. It
Yeah.
depends upon what lesson they are on, and the lessons, we try to be consistent that the same lesson is taught each week during all the classes. However, snow days happen, delays happen, field trips happen, so we're always kind of, one off from each other. So each teacher and her volunteers determine what they're going to do. And Lifewise provides a great wealth of curriculum, ideas, activities, and the lesson for each week. So that when the children get there, first thing we do is we will pray, we'll have lunch, and then while they're eating lunch, a lot of times the teacher will show a video, and then and that video is always regarding the Bible lesson, and then the teacher teaches and kind of goes over the lesson, as well as a review from the last week's lesson. The character trait, it's on a poster. If the word is respect, they'll talk about how do we respect, how do we show respect to people. And then there's always a fun activity, something that's hopefully related to the lesson, but sometimes they're not. But it's just for the kids to expel some energy and have some fun because they're on their recess time.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what it looks like. We have about 30 minutes with them. They come one time a week, and then our bus drivers pick them up, take them back to school.
Okay. You say you offer a fun activity for the students, which is great. You said you have a bus. Have you ever considered racing the bus with the kids inside it?
No. That is a very good question. Sometimes because of we want to make sure there's a couple things that are very, I've asked the volunteers to make sure these things happen. One, children are safe, and that goes in throughout the entire program, but that we make sure that the kids are back to school before the time that they need to be back to school for their next class. So there are times when that bus is moving from one school to the host location, then to another school, and they've got like 20 minutes in between. And when there's that garbage truck picking up cans, you see all the guys who are working on the wiring on our roads. So sometimes it can get a little nervy for that driver, but safety is number one priority. So no, we don't race, but you feel like you might have to get them back in time. So.
How did you get involved with this? Were you a teacher before?
No, that's a really good question. I retired from my job last July. I was a firefighter in Toledo, and my pastor in Washington Local, I go to a church there in the Whitmer district. They were trying to get Lifewise started there, and he asked me, "You're retiring soon." I did have a lot of children's ministry time in my past, and he just asked if I'd be interested in retirement to direct Lifewise in Washington Local. Well, the Washington Local didn't pan out. We're still in the process, but I live right across the street from Monroe Road here in Bedford. And I just thought, well, why aren't we trying to do this in Bedford? So I just started a campaign to get things rolling, and then I met up with about 5 other individuals who had the same calling, the same passion. We formed a steering committee. We came up with a plan. We presented that plan to Dr. Schultz and Dr. French, and they both said, "Yep, let's try it." And here we are in our second year, and we have over 100 kids who are attending in the 4 schools, the 3 elementary and the middle school, and in all 5 grades, 1st through 5th in the elementary. So, and God is blessing. We have enough assets, resources, money to help, because this is all privately funded, locally funded. We get no money from Columbus, the headquarters for Lifewise. And so we raise our own money, buy our own bus, and so God has blessed throughout this program. To have 40 volunteers is a huge blessing for me and for Lifewise.
There's a lot of people who are passionate about it and willing to put in their free time. That's awesome.
So you may not know the answer to this, but you mentioned that it's headquartered in Columbus.
Right.
Are there other schools in Michigan that are doing
Yes. Just within southeast Michigan, Ida Public Schools, Whiteford Public Schools, Dundee, Monroe. It started in Van Wert, Ohio, back in the 2017-2018 timeframe, and they had 95% of all of their kids attending, and they could not manage it as a locality. And so they asked a gentleman from Columbus, if he was in ministries, if he would help them. And so what came out of that was Lifewise, and now Lifewise has spread through over 30 states,
Wow.
over 50,000 students who attend. It took a while for it to get from Northwest Ohio into Southeast Michigan. Bedford was the second program to have Lifewise here, and we're just a year old. So, but yeah, it is spreading. They're hoping that it'll be in all 50 states very soon and have the access to 50 million students. So,
What was the first school district in Michigan? I'm just curious.
I'm not sure. Okay. It's just a little north of Ann Arbor, but we were right on their heels. Bedford, we were a no short, so we didn't quite make it in time to be the first.
So I do have a question though.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Ida, Whiteford, they have their own. Do you have an inter-Lifewise rivalry with them?
I'm glad it's not a rivalry. We help one another out. Like Ida had their holiday parade, and our Bedford's bus was there. Whiteford's director and his people were there, and we collaborate because we know that it's not about who can be better. It's about bringing children to hear the love of God, and we work together. And so that's a good question though. I don't want there to be a rivalry, but it's competitive in some ways, I suppose.
Actually, I was at the parade and I got really excited because I was like, I know them.
Yeah, it was a good turnout. I've never been to the holiday parade in Ida, and it was a really cool experience.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah,
it is huge.
Yeah.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger. And I have no idea how they get those giant tractors and semis down those side streets.
I know.
I was at the very
pretty
start
cool.
of the parade and watching that huge semi trying to turn. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Is it only for school age personnel? Can I enroll in a Lifewise Academy?
No.
Volunteer.
You can volunteer. Yes, you could donate. So it's during school hours. The mantra is it's during school hours. It's not an after-school program. We have the capacity and the ability to be able to, any child can come and hear about the love of God. And there's 3 provisos for Lifewise to happen that the Supreme Court ruled back in the 1950s. It has to be for release time, religious education to happen. And Lifewise is certainly not the first to do this. There have been others through the course of the last 50, 60 years. It has to be parent permitted. It has to be off school property. It can't be on the school property, and it has to be privately funded. And so if we meet those 3 things, Supreme Court says this is the separation of church and state, and those things are okay. So that's why we meet about a mile in most cases, or actually there's one school that walks right across the street to the church. So as long as they're pretty close to each other, because we'd be spending a lot of our time just transporting if the host location wasn't close enough to the school. So we pick them up, drop them off, they eat lunch, they hear from the volunteers, and then they go back to school, hopefully on time.
Hopefully. So is it age-wise? Is it kindergarten through seniors?
It is, yes. That it's at some point, kindergartens through seniors. We started last year with just the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Okay.
And then this year we opened it up to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, and the 6th graders. And and we'll just have meetings in the middle of the summer to determine how we want to continue growing, or if we want to just stay, where we're at. But yeah, so it can be. They have a high school program, middle school program, and then an elementary program. And the gardeners would be the first, but boy, they would be hard to wrangle in. So. Yeah.
So how many days a week are you a part of it? Because I'm assuming they all meet on different days.
Yes, and that is determined by the school administration, the principals and their staff, what days are best for them. It's determined by what are the best days for my volunteers. And so we collaboratively work on the schedule. So right now we have classes on Monday. We have our Tuesday is our busiest day, where we have classes in 3 of the schools for 3, 4, There's about 8 classes that meet on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got classes for 2 of the schools, and then on Thursdays, the middle school meets.
So are you present for all of those? You personally? A very big commitment.
I do sit in on a lot of the classes, and we're at a point where our volunteers have a routine and they've got a rhythm working with one another that I don't need to be there. Last year when we first started, I did because I felt like there was as a support, as hey, we need something. We're still learning the way and we're trying to get our rhythm, and we don't have enough paper plates. All right, I'll go buy some paper plates. But we have a really good system right now, so I think I can remove myself from the classrooms a lot more. But like on Thursdays, I've been teaching, and I love to teach, but that will probably end soon because I've got a really good group of volunteers. I have 7 teachers, and then classroom aides that help the teachers in the class. They serve lunch, they clean up after lunch, they run the activities. So yeah, I'm able to step out more, and my job is more directing, raising funds, meeting in the community, and just getting the word out about Lifewise. It's amazing how many people never heard and still don't know what Lifewise is.
I don't know. You're definitely getting it out there. I feel like I keep seeing you and like Lifewise stuff all over town. You guys were at that event, that trade fair event.
Yeah.
It happened at the church next to the library, and I feel like I see signs all over town now.
Yeah,
So
and that's part of it's doing podcasts. This is not my first, and but it's just getting.
But it's the most fun, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
by far. I am having a great time here. So not on the hot seat at all.
Yeah.
But we just had a bowling event for the families during the Christmas break, and we packed out Forest View lanes with parents and kids and our volunteer staff. So the word is getting out, and again, God is blessing. I can't take any of the credit. God is doing this.
So just doubling back for a second, you mentioned hot seat. Which do you find more stressful, firefighting or coordinating for the Lifewise?
That is a really good question. I think they both have their days. I think there's to be a firefighter. Boy, and I'm not here for this, but it's the best career in the world. I mean, there's nothing better than working with a group of others to go and do something that is beyond our abilities to do by ourselves, and to work as a team. And I would recommend that job, that profession to anyone. It's a great job. But Lifewise is great too. I love Lifewise. This is a great retirement gig. Yeah. I figured I'd have the list of all the honey-do list of things that hadn't been getting done. I haven't touched one of those things. And that's what I thought retirement was going to be. Yeah. But that's okay.
I don't know. In this temperature, the firefighting sounds nice. I feel like it'd be nice and warm. Not that you're hoping for it.
In these temperatures, in firefighting, guys want to run into the building more than they want to get out of the building.
Yeah.
Because it's much warmer.
Because then you're all wet.
Yeah, in the cold. So.
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to make sure to say before we switch gears at all?
No, I
just want to make sure you have.
No, I didn't come in with an agenda. I appreciate the questions and the ability to share just more about Lifewise. But if there's any of your listeners who really want a great volunteer gig to love on kids, our motto is love, light, laugh. Love them because we don't know what their background is. We don't know where these kids come from. Yeah. We just want to love them. We want to teach them the light of God, the light of Jesus, and then laugh. We want them to have a good time. So if you want to volunteer, you've got an hour to give during the week. We'd love to have you because that's all you need. To enroll parents, if you want your children to learn about God's love in the Bible and to have a great time with other kids, enroll your kid. And if you have a heart that can donate, we do need of people who would financially give to the program because it's not free. Yeah. So, and we don't charge the parent. There's no charge to parents and their students. It's
very briefly, because it's probably going to be in the description down below if you're on YouTube. Can you say the name of the website one more time so that people can check it out? Sure.
It is Bedford MI. Doesn't matter about the case. Bedford MI at lifewise.org. LIFEWISE.
All right. And if you want to start talking to your child about programs like this, see I'm going to start over.
No,
You can cut that part out.
no, I'm not.
If you want to start a conversation with your children about programs like this and Lifewise specifically, I do have some really nice books that can start that conversation. So one is called School is Wherever I Am. It's by Ellie Peterson. And this is such a cute book because it's literally talking about how school isn't just in the classroom. It starts off by talking about field trips. Can school be found among hoots and owls at the zoo? And it just keeps on growing and expanding. It's like, can it be found at home with my parents and in the stuff that I do? My desk might be Papa's workbench where we build a bird mansion. So it's a really cute story that kind of encourages learning in different environments and different places outside of their regular classroom. So this is great for that and also for homeschooling, I think. And then this is a really cute book. I think you would like this one a lot. It is The Greatest Book Ever. I'm going to butcher these names, but I'm going to do it anyway. Teresa Joelle Krager. And it's illustrated by Jesus Lopez. And oh my gosh, the colors in this and the drawings are fantastic. This basically is a children's version of the Bible. It is great introductory. It doesn't go into all the different stories, but it touches on each one. And it's a very cute, rhymey, sing-songy story. And it talks about all the major points of the Bible. And then at the very end, it goes back to those pages and it tells you the page number, the event that was on that page, and then the scripture that it's referencing. So that way kids can kind of look at this, and if there's something that intrigues them, then they can go into the Bible with their parents and they can see the whole story. So I think this is a really nice introductory story for children, and the drawings, the pictures are awesome. So highly recommend both of those books for you and your children to read together.
And because we are coming up on time, we are going to very quickly turn to what's going on at your local library.
Well, coming up at the Bedford Branch Library is Movies from the Decades. This is happening the second Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. So our upcoming one, February 11th, is going to be The Philadelphia Story, because we're in the 1940s.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on out. It's fun. There's popcorn.
It's got Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, and James Stewart.
I like how you know that off the top of your head.
You don't?
I've never seen it.
Well,
This
it's
is
about
my
a love
time.
triangle because she was engaged to a man. Well, she was married to a man who was a yacht builder, and then they get a divorce, and there's love. It doesn't matter. Michigan Mushroom Hunters coming Thursday, February 12th, 2026 from 7 to 8 p.m. Come and join Andrew Flezar. I almost certainly pronounced that wrong. As we step into the mysterious and rewarding world of fungi with this comprehensive introductory workshop. This event offers a perfect blend of fundamental knowledge and practical in-the-field identification skills. Register online. That's at the Summerfield Petersburg Branch Library.
Coming up at the Luna Pier Branch Library is an interactive movie night featuring Aladdin. This will be on February 27th at 6 p.m. Enjoy an interactive showing of Aladdin filled with sing-alongs, movement, and audience participation.
Are you sure it's not Aladdin?
Aladdin, if you want to be fancy about it. It's like saying Tarjay. Popcorn and drinks will be provided, but please register online. Again, this is at the Luna Pier Branch Library.
The Dorsch Memorial Branch Library is pleased to present Valentine Family Bingo coming Saturday, February 21st, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Do you love books? Join us for this family fun festive... That's hard to say. Join us for this family fun festive program. Come and shout bingo and win books. No registration required. You just shout bingo when you win? You don't even have to play?
I mean, technically you could do that anytime you play bingo, I think. Probably won't end well, but... All right, at the Bedford Branch Library, we have a book swap. This one is for adults only, but check out our calendar because we've got one for children's and young adult books as well. On February 9th at 6 p.m., this is really fun. I did this last year. You can bring 20 books max. They need to be in good condition, I think within like the last 10 years of print. And basically you leave with as many books as you come with. So bring a bunch of books, share ones that you're not going to read again that you enjoyed, and then you get to go home with a bunch of books that the people brought and really enjoyed, and it's a great way to share. Highly recommend.
And last from me, we have the Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Gardening for Beginners. This is coming February 21st, 2026 at 11 a.m. Are you new to gardening? Come and learn the basics with experienced gardener Michelle. We'll discuss the best practices, soil health, and must-have tools to get you started on your gardening journey. This is for adults and families.
How much coffee did you have this morning? Because I have not had enough, man.
It was the double workout, I tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're interested, we have Richard Simmons Aerobics meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. We had a great turnout this week, and we got sweating to the oldies. If that sounds like fun, join us Thursdays at 9 a.m. at the Bedford Branch Library.
I was working out today, too, but I was doing yoga with the preschoolers.
And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the ring bell for notifications. If you or anyone you know is involved in the Lifewise Academy or has any questions, please do check out the link available in the description and leave a comment down below. We'd love to pass your questions along. Thank you.
If you are listening on Spotify, please like our page on a whole and like the individual episode. It will help us with that fun little algorithm thingy-majigger.
It's just math.
I don't do math.
Anyway, we would certainly like to thank you for joining us. This has been In the Library with
Tara!
And I'm still Yeti, and our special guest,
Greg.
Yay! Thanks for joining us.